Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer on transaction batching and cost efficiency strategies brought to you by Forge College. Okay, so today we're tackling a really massive milestone in our whole Web3 journey, finally making transactions significantly cheaper. Because let's face it, absolutely nobody wants to pay a $50 gas fee just to buy a $5 coffee on chain, right? Now, if you joined us for our previous lesson exploring paymaster principles and fee sponsorship, you already know how we can conditionally pay for a user's gas. We covered the who and the how of fee sponsorship. But today we're diving into the how much and the when. We are looking at the practical culmination of account abstraction, transaction batching. This is where theory meets the road, and we start engineering real, scalable economies for our users.
So, here's our engineering roadmap for today. First, the commuter bus analogy. Second, fixed versus variable costs. Third, bundlers driving the bus. Fourth, paymasters sponsoring the ride. And fifth, balancing cost and latency.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the commuter bus analogy. Time to board the Web3 transit system.
Before we get into the fun analogy, let's just nail down the formal definition. Transaction batching is essentially a process where a bundler groups multiple user operations into a single on-chain submission to the EntryPoint contract. So instead of sending 50 separate transactions to the blockchain and painfully paying that base fee 50 times, we just bundle them together into one giant package.
Okay, let's look at this visually. Think of concept 1 like our everyday real world, a commuter bus. You have a driver, that's our bundler, grouping passengers together. Those passengers, there are user operations. By grouping everyone into one vehicle, they get to split the ridiculously expensive highway toll plaza fee. Concept 2 is the exact Web3 equivalent of this, ERC4337 batching. The bundler groups the user operations to split the EntryPoint gas overhead. Instead of 50 individual cars paying a $5 toll, one bus pays the toll once and everyone just chips in pennies. It's beautifully simple, but it is a real game changer for application design.
Moving right along to Section 2, fixed versus variable costs. Basically, how we calculate the actual price of the ticket.
Because, look, while some fees can absolutely be split among our passengers, everyone still has to pay for the weight of their own heavy luggage, right? Here's your cost checklist. Right at the top, we have the EntryPoint overhead. Think of this as our fixed bus toll. No matter how many operations are in the batch, this cost happens exactly once per submission, so it gets beautifully amortized across the batch as it grows. But skip down a bit, and we have account execution. Now this is variable. This is the actual heavy lifting your specific smart contract does. Updating storage, moving tokens, it scales linearly. If a specific passenger is carrying 10 giant suitcases of storage rights, batching doesn't magically make those suitcases any lighter. The execution cost is completely unaffected by batching. So, when you're evaluating your costs, you absolutely must separate the fixed toll booth costs from the variable passenger luggage costs.
And the crucial takeaway really boils down to this number right here, $62,200. Let's walk through the dramatic arithmetic behind it, because it's pretty cool. Imagine a DeFi app where users do frequent small-value token transfers. Normally, an individual user operation might cost, say, $120,000 gas. That's $80,000 for the EntryPoint overhead toll and $40,000 for the actual execution. If 50 users submit individually, that is a whopping $6 million gas in total. But if our bundler groups those 50 operations together, we pay that $80,000 overhead essentially just once, plus a little bit of extra call data cost. When you divide the new batch total by 50, the average cost per operation plummets to roughly $62,200 gas. We literally cut the individual gas cost in half simply by sharing the ride.
All right, Section 3, bundlers, driving the bus and setting the route and schedule.
As a developer, you face a major dilemma. What kind of service are you actually running? Are you a commuter line? If so, you wait for a large batch to form. You have scheduled departures. The benefit is massive gas savings for passenger, but the downside? People have to sit at the bus stop waiting. Or are you a taxi fleet catering to impatient Web3 degens? Small batches, maybe even just 1 or 2 operations, leaving immediately. The latency is 0. Your users get that instant gratification, but man, the cost per passenger is incredibly high.
So you've got this direct trade-off curve. Small batches give you that low-latency, instant taxi feel, but terrible gas savings. Massive commuter buses give you the highest gas savings possible, but high latency. Your users might literally be tapping their feet waiting for the transaction to confirm just because the bundler is waiting to fill empty seats. Balancing this trade-off is honestly the dark art of Web3 engineering.
Which brings us to Section 4, paymasters.
Sponsoring the ride with corporate transit passes.
If bundlers are the bus drivers, paymasters are the corporate sponsors buying transit passes for select passengers. Consider your sponsorship hit rate. This is basically the ratio of sponsored operations to total operations on the bus. For a paymaster, batching changes both the total reimbursement amount and their overall risk exposure. A high hit rate reduces the bundler's need to carry unfunded operations, but it obviously increases the paymaster's expected payout. And hey, by the way, if you want to dig into the really deep architecture of paymasters and how to track metrics like hit rate in live production environments, Forge College actually has incredibly comprehensive courses dedicated entirely to this level of account abstraction.
Now, this introduces the paymaster's dilemma. Some are like a season ticket sponsor, prepaid, broad eligibility, very relaxed rules. Because the rules are relaxed, the pre-validation checks are lightning fast. The passengers board the bus super quickly. Other paymasters, though, act like a strict voucher program. They want heavy on-chain eligibility screening to lower their risk of fraud. But strict screening takes time. It's exactly like checking every single passenger's ID and paperwork right at the bus doors. It causes slow boarding, which delays the entire bus, impacting the latency for every other user, even the ones paying their own way.
Okay, final section, Section 5, Balancing Cost and Latency. Let's talk about tuning the engineering dashboard.
How do developers pragmatically fine-tune this transit machine? Well, here is your engineering checklist. If you are operating a bundler, these are the exact dials on your dashboard you must constantly monitor. You need to watch your batch size distribution. Are your buses running half empty? You must track the average gas per user operation both inside and outside of batches. You need an absolute hawk's eye on average wait time, because if latency spikes, impatient users will just abandon your decentralized app. You monitor your sponsorship hit rate, and finally, your paymaster reimbursement lag. If the paymaster is slow to reimburse the bundler might actually have to start kicking sponsored passengers off the bus just to stay solvent.
So here is how this translates into actionable steps for your development pipeline. Step 1. Prototype. Run controlled experiments to compute your break-even batch sizes. Figure out where the math actually makes sense for your specific app's payload. Step 2. Instrument. Put those telemetry metrics we just discussed straight into your logging so you can iterate based on hard data. And Step 3. Coordinate. This is absolutely critical. You must align your paymaster rules with your bundler incentives. If your paymaster requires slow, heavy checks, your bundler needs to be configured to handle those boarding delays without timing out the whole batch.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to take back to your engineering team. Are you building a high-speed taxi or a cost-efficient commuter bus? You really cannot have both at the extreme ends of the spectrum. You have to decide what your application prioritizes, instant gratification or mass-scale economic efficiency, and configure your bundlers and paymasters accordingly. All right, thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. To continue exploring account abstraction, deep dive into the technical implementation of these concepts, and master all things Web3, make sure to visit forge.college. Keep building, and I'll catch you in the next one.